We're going on the record at 9:07 on Thursday, January 28th, 2016. This is the video deposition of Sarah Commander in the matter of Cynthia L. Abbott Revocable Trust versus Olson and Associates of Northwest Florida Incorporated, filed in the United States District Court, Northern District of Florida, Pensacola Division, case number 3:14-CV-00646-MCR-EMT. This deposition is being taken on behalf of the plaintiff at the offices of Destin Reporting and Technology, 36468 Emerald Coast Parkway, Destin, Florida. The court reporter is Jennifer Jesse of Destin Reporting. I'm Rick York, videographer. At this time, I'd like for the attorneys to announce their appearances for the record.
Sean Heath for the plaintiffs.
William Warner for Walton County.
Joe Pazzaretti for Adams Homes.
Mark Davis, County Attorney.
Linda Wade, Sarah Commander.
Will the court reporter please swear in the witness?
Will you please raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give regarding this cause shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Commissioner Commander, would you state your full name, please?
My full name is Sarah, that's S-A-R-A, Catherine, K-A-T-H-R-Y-N, Commander, C-O-M-A-N-D-E-R, only one M.
And your residential address?
261 Shady Creek Lane, Defuniak Springs, 32435.
I know you've given depositions before. Approximately how many times have you done that?
Maybe 2 or 3, I don't, you know.
In your role as a commissioner or otherwise? I know
I think
some
2
have.
in my role as commissioner, I think, yes. Yeah.
Okay. Any other depositions that you've given in an occupational as opposed to a personal capacity?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Where'd you graduate from high school?
Ocala High School, 1946, if you're interested.
And then what did you do, education or schooling?
I attended Judson College in Marion, Alabama. It's a Baptist, well, back in '64, it was a Baptist girls' school.
All right. Did you graduate?
No, I did not.
What did you study?
Biology and chemistry.
All right. What did you do, and what year after you left Judson?
I moved to Tallahassee briefly. Worked, I don't remember where I worked. I believe it was the Supreme Court Library there in Tallahassee. Then I moved to Walton County.
In what year did you move to Walton County?
God,
Best guess.
69, maybe 8 or 9, somewhere in there.
Did you take a job in Walton?
Yes, I did.
And what was that?
I worked as a secretary at that time to an attorney, Clyde Wells.
How long did you work for?
Approximately 10 years.
So that takes us approximately to 1979. Sound right?
Somewhere in there, yeah.
All right.
If I'd known you, I could have been,
That's okay. It doesn't have to be
I'm
precise.
69 years old, honey. These things,
I'm not asking for precision
Yeah.
on these things,
Yeah.
okay? Then what did you do occupationally?
Then I took a respite to have a child for a year. Then I went back to work with him,
Meaning?
Clyde Wells.
Okay, so approximately 1980, you went to work, or 81, for Mr. Wells?
No, Heather was born in 72. Hang on. My older daughter was born in 72, and I was working for Clyde at that time. Then around 74, I married Robert Commander, and he and I managed and owned Commander Funeral Home for approximately 18 years. I stayed on an additional 2 years after we sold.
Okay, what you just told me is a bit of an overlap between
Okay.
the time period that you worked for Clyde Wells.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
I started with him when I moved to Defuniak Springs. I don't know the exact date. It was somewhere in the late 60s. I worked for him approximately, it could have been eight years or so, but I worked for him. In 72, I had a child. I took some months off when I wasn't working for him. And then I believe in Heather was born in 72.
There's no need to
So
struggle
anyway,
with this.
they
Okay.
didn't overlap, but you asking my jobs, this is what I've done.
Yes, all right. So then how long, you said you were in the funeral home business for about 18 years.
For about 18 years, yes.
When did you cease that?
We sold the funeral home in 95. I stayed on for, I'll say, a year.
And then what'd you do?
And then Dan Bodiford, who just became clerk of court, came to me and asked me to work with him.
What was your position at clerk of court?
I was the first executive assistant in Walton County. I had a big title.
What did that
And I
mean?
helped do policies and procedures. I helped him run his office.
Did you have
I,
any responsibilities with regard to the budget?
Commissioner,
No, I did not.
both of y'all are making Jennifer crazy.
Okay.
You're anticipating
Oh,
his
okay.
question, and so
You're
she's
right.
having
I'm
to
sorry.
type both
Yeah.
of y'all, so make sure
Yeah.
he's done with his question before you answer.
Okay.
All right,
Thank
sorry
you.
to interrupt.
Thank you, Linda. All right. How long did you work at the clerk of court?
I believe I worked with him for 2 years, approximately 2 years, and left. It's the only job I think I've ever actually quit.
And then what did you do, occupation?
And I took a few months off, and then I bought a radio station, GTX.
All right.
I
How
had a
long-
partner, owned it for approximately 5 years.
So that takes it to about 2005 or 2006. Sound about right?
No, in 2004, I came back to work with the county. Ken Little came and asked me to be public information coordinator for the county, and I know it was in 2004. That date I'm certain of, because that's the year we had all the hurricanes.
Okay. Then I understand you
And then
became
yes, I'm sorry.
commissioner in 2006.
Yes, I ran for office and became commissioner in 2006.
All right. Did you hold any other jobs upon becoming commissioner?
No, sir.
And has that been accurate to date?
As close as I can be. What?
No, in terms of, you've not held a job
No.
while you've been a
No, sir.
commissioner?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a full-time job if you do it to the best of your ability.
What's your first memory of interaction with the Driftwood Estates issues?
I am probably sure that it was discussed maybe during the time that I owned the radio station, because that was one of the things I did was cover local news. I covered the county commission news. When I was with Ken Little, I attended all board meetings. And actually, when I was with Dan Bodiford, he did not like to interact with the commissioners, so I attended all of the, in the 90s, you know.
You said you worked for Ken Little from 2004 to 2006, and you
Yes.
said that you attended the commission meetings.
Most of them, yeah.
All right. Was it part of your duties to typically attend those meetings?
It was never written down as to something that I should do.
But it is something you did
But is it
frequently.
in order to, you know, if you're public information and you're putting out press, and then you need to attend as many meetings as you can to be accurate.
All right. Prior to becoming commissioner then, the issues with Driftwood Estates arose with in front of the Board of County Commissioners in approximately May of 2005, about the first time. Do you have any memory of the Driftwood issues coming to the board prior to you becoming a commissioner?
No, sir, I don't.
Right. What did you do to prepare for today, for your deposition?
I don't,
Other than communications with me,
other
of
than
course.
communications with her, and nothing really, you know.
Approximately how much time would you estimate that you spent in preparation for today's deposition?
30 minutes, an hour,
Okay.
2 hours, I don't know, you know.
I know you are likely to be familiar with the Driftwood Estates issues that form the basis for this lawsuit. Is that accurate?
Yes,
And they've come before the Board of County Commission since 2006, since you've been on the board in 2006, correct?
Yes.
Right. Have you formed any opinions as to whether or not the Driftwood Estates issues for which they complain, such as stormwater, flooding, and access, are accurate or not?
Check to the form.
I have not formed a definite opinion. No, sir. I guess the answer is no.
All right. Before your deposition, I asked you to look at what's been marked
Okay.
as Exhibit 561. I'm handing it to you again.
All I've got to read, I did not read it all, so if you will give me a minute.
You do not need to read the entire document. You'll just notice I'll orient you to it. It's a newspaper article from
If you
May.
need to read it, you can read it though.
Okay. Now, if
May-
I'm going to swear to something, I'd like to at least, hang on a minute.
Ma'am, I'll orient you to the aspects of
Okay.
it that are necessary. If you
All
get
right.
to the point for my question that you need to read the entire document, then you can do that, okay? You'll see that it's a May 28, 2005 document. Mm-hmm. Yes, if you would say yes or no.
Yes.
Thank you. It's a newspaper article, and the title of it says what?
Driftwood gets a drainage promise.
Right, when you came into the office in 2006, and that would have been about November of 2006, correct?
Correct.
And as I understand it, you replaced Roe Cutchins in his seat. Is that correct?
Correct.
And upon coming into office in 2006, did your district that you represented include Sandestin and Driftwood?
No, it did not.
In what year did Driftwood and Sandestin become within your district?
Well, we had the census in 2010, and then, of course, we had to set up a redistricting committee to look at the new numbers and that sort of thing. And I believe the actual redistricting took place 2011 or maybe early 2012.
Right.
Redistricting, you know. We had to shift the numbers around.
Now, have you talked to Larry Jones about this lawsuit concerning Driftwood Estates?
As a county administrator,
Yes.
because when he was a commissioner, even though he recused himself, I wouldn't talk to any, to Larry. I probably have. I cannot be specific, but I probably have at some point.
Has Mr. Jones expressed an opinion to you as to his beliefs as to the legitimacy of any claims that concern the Driftwood matter?
To the best of my knowledge, I cannot recall.
Has he
him doing
given
that.
you any historical information concerning Driftwood?
Historical information? I don't think so.
Right.
You know.
All right, the first line, excuse me, of the article says, well, if you would read it, just the first sentence, please.
There are problems, Walton County Commissioner Larry Jones said, about the board's choice to stop issuing building permits in Driftwood Estates until drainage and concurrency issues can be resolved.
All right, you said,
That was in 2005.
understood. You said that you know that Commissioner Jones recused himself from participation in the Driftwood issues. How do you know that?
Because he would get up and leave the table every time it was discussed.
All right. Do you know why he recused himself?
I believe because there was inference that because he had worked for Adams Homes, that he would be biased.
Do you know any information about his activities for Adams Homes while he was a commissioner as it relates to Driftwood?
I have no idea.
Right. Have you ever inquired about those?
Have never asked
Anyone?
about Larry's work with
Adams Homes as it
yeah,
relates
no,
to Driftwood, all right?
Adams Homes, I'm assuming, and I shouldn't assume, built houses,
Do you know that Adams Homes built over 300 homes in Driftwood?
No, I did not.
Right. All right. Did you know that Mr. Jones, as the chairman, signed the first two plats for Driftwood upon which Adams Homes built homes.
No, I did not.
Have you listened to any of the meeting minutes and the recordation of the May 2005 meeting from which the newspaper article was generated?
Listen to, no, sir. The- You know, I have been in this job, Mr. Heath, for 10 years. So, you know, it's very hard to remember what I've heard, what I haven't heard, what I've listened to, you know.
There's a bracketed aspect that I'm pointing you to in the third column of Exhibit 561. All right, if you would read that, just the bracketed aspect.
Residents say the mosquitoes from the sitting water has become unbearable and that their children can't play in the neighborhood.
All right. Do you have any information as to today whether that has been is accurate or inaccurate, both as described in '05 and up to today?
I have no personal knowledge, no.
All right. Other than your personal knowledge, do you have any information that's come to you that the mosquito condition is, as described, unbearable in Driftwood?
I believe Mr. Osborne brought it out in a meeting once, if I remember correctly.
All right. Have you taken any action to investigate the accuracy or inaccuracy of the claim that the mosquitoes in the neighborhood are bad?
No, sir, I have not. That, to me, would be an issue that the South Walton Mosquito Control should take up and if there was a problem, do something about it.
All right. Do at times constituents call you concerning issues for which you task down to staff or divisions within the county?
Yes, it's
Right.
my job.
At times, do people call you and complain about the condition of mosquitoes in their neighborhoods?
Yes.
How do you handle those?
If most of them that I've had are north of the bay, and I have my assistant call North Walton Mosquito Control and talk to Ms. Hunt, and they will promptly go out and spray.
Okay. But
I'm sorry.
No, if you're not done.
If I had an issue down here, if someone from a neighborhood down here called me, then I would ask my assistant to call South Walton and say, hey, here's a heads up, you know.
Is there any reason you didn't take any action on Mr. Osborne's complaint about the condition of mosquitoes in Driftwood?
I believe when he brought it up, Bob Hudson was in the room, who was on the mosquito board, so I didn't see, and I'm only assuming, you know, that was quite some time ago. If Mr. Hudson was in the room and he heard the complaint, he was on the board and he should have taken care of it.
Okay. So, but that's the reason you took no action on
You
it.
know,
Is that correct?
if someone had called me personally and said, you know, we got problems here, you know, because a lot of people will call and say, hey, I'm going to have a wedding. Will you spray for mosquitoes? If someone had called me directly and asked me, I would have done it directly.
Okay. But the reason in this case, with regard to Mr. Osborne's, as you said, as you assumed Mr. Hudson would
I would
take
assume
care of it.
somebody was from mosquito control down here would have done it, because they are not under the Board of County Commissioners. They are a separate entity that are elected to their positions.
All right, understood. But at times, if
Yeah.
you get a complaint
Yeah.
of mosquitoes in the south of the bay, you will nevertheless
Yeah.
have your assistant call the South Walton Mosquito Control District.
Yes.
If you would hand me Exhibit 428, please. I'm sorry, 28. 28. All right, do you know George Ralph Miller? Did you know him?
Yes, I did.
And did you know him that he served as the county attorney for a number of years?
Yes, I did. I'm sorry, honey, I'm sorry. Yes.
And did he serve as the county attorney during some of the time period where you've been a commissioner?
I don't think so.
I'm going to show you Exhibit.
Could have, I don't think so. Yes, well, he wasn't, I don't think he was county attorney. I don't know. But he did work some for the county after he was no longer county attorney. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yes. And we're going to go through that. I'm handing you Exhibit 28, all right? It's the development order concerning the interior of Driftwood.
Okay.
All right, have you, Ms. Wade has it.
Yeah, I think we were out of the case when 23 got, or maybe it was an exhibit before we came in. So let me just make sure I've seen it.
Mr. Commander, I'll represent to you that development order has been sent to your office a number of times. Do you recognize it?
No, not offhand, no, I don't.
Behind it are the plats. You need not look at them, but the development order itself as issued was the single page that you look at. You see that?
Yes, I see it.
Okay. Now, you see that it's 463 SF units. You see that?
I see acreage here. Yes, okay, got it.
All right. And do you understand that SF means single family?
Yes, I do.
Okay. At the bottom, do you recognize any of the signatures?
Are you kidding?
Do you
No.
know Rick Olson?
I don't believe I've ever met Mr. Olson, to the best of my knowledge. Unless I buried somebody in his family, I don't think I know him.
Do you know that Mr. Olson and his through a company was the developer for a large portion of the interior of Driftwood?
That's what I have been told. Yes. Don't know it personally.
Do you know that the development order in Driftwood was issued without any public notice or public hearings?
No, I do not. I do not have any personal knowledge of that. That was what, 2003?
Correct, but you've not learned that since, obviously.
No. I may have been told that at some point, but have I retained that? No.
All right. Is it surprising to you to learn that a development order for a 463-lot single-family neighborhood was issued by the county without any public notice or public hearings?
Object to the form.
Ask the question again.
Does it surprise you that a development order was issued by the county for a 463-lot neighborhood without any public notice or public hearings?
Same.
I have no idea in 2003 what was going on in planning or public works or anything else, so I really can't answer that question. Surprise me, you know.
All right. Is there
I can't,
anything?
you know.
All right. The development order approvals come to the Board of County Commission
Yes, they
all
do.
the time, correct?
They are supposed to, yes.
All right. And they are, is it your understanding, do you know that they are to be advertised pursuant to state law by publication and posted notice? Have you come to learn that?
That is what I understand.
All right. And do you understand also that 2 public hearings are necessary pursuant to state law and Walton County's Land Development Code prior to the issuance of a development order?
That's what I understand.
All right. So I take it you have no information as to whether those requirements did or did not exist in 2003.
No, I do not.
All right. Would it surprise you to learn that in fact they did exist in 2003?
Object to the form.
You keep using the word surprise.
If it doesn't surprise you, just tell me no.
I
Same
don't
objection.
know. I do not know.
Do you know that Mr. Olson hired George Ralph
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
as his legal counsel to represent him to procure the development order that's sitting in front of you?
I had no personal knowledge of that, no, sir.
But have you come to learn that?
I think you have said it more than once.
All right. Do you have any reason to believe that it's accurate or inaccurate?
I don't really know how to answer that.
All right, I'm going to show you Exhibit 263. You'll see it's a fax from Olson and Associates
Okay.
to George Ralph Miller. You see
I may
that?
have to change my glasses. Hey, folks. One thing's about getting older. Hey, this is to George Ralph from Robert Lee, whoever he is.
See the stationery at the top indicates
Yes,
it's from Olson and Associates.
Okay.
Right. Do you know Robert Lee?
No, I do not.
You'll see that it concerns Driftwood.
Okay.
You see that? All right, if you'll turn to the second page, you'll see the last sentence is highlighted. If you would read it, please.
You're the point of contact with the county at this time with David. I'm ready to assist you whenever needed. Kirby has backup info as needed. You are the point of contact. Does that mean he hired him?
But you have any reason to believe he didn't hire him?
Check to the form.
I have no reason to believe either way.
All right. Now,
Change glasses again.
this memo fax is dated March 12th, 2003. You see that?
Right.
Right. And the development order that you see in front of you is dated April 25th, 2003. You see that?
March, April, yes.
Correct. All right. Now, do you know that at the time of the issuance of this development order, Larry Jones was an employee of Adams Homes and the chairman of the Walton County Board of County Commissioners?
If you're accurate, then I will say yes. I have no personal knowledge.
I take it probably from your prior answers that you had no communications with Mr. Jones as a county administrator as to whether, as to any of his knowledge or involvement concerning the issuance of a development order that's in front of you. Have you had any?
To the best of my personal knowledge, no.
All right. Now, as a sitting commissioner now, right, you understand that Larry Jones, as the county administrator, has some input into the county's decisions as to how to handle this case, the Driftwood case, correct?
Say that again.
Right. Do you know, well, let me ask it this way. There was a mediation earlier in the case
Okay.
in July of 2015. Did you know that?
Yes.
Right. Did you know that Mr. Jones, Larry Jones, on behalf of the county, attended the mediation in his role as the county administrator?
I believe he has to, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And he attended.
Oh, mediation, I'm sorry.
He attended as a representative of the county. Right. Did you know that?
If you're saying he was there, then I believe you.
All right.
I
Now-
wasn't there, so I couldn't say who was in the room.
I understand. Do you know that there's an allegation in this case that Mr. Jones' involvement in the procurement of that development order was improper while he was both an employee of Adams Homes and a county commissioner? Do you know that?
Ask me again.
Do you know that there's an allegation in this lawsuit that Mr. Jones participated in the procurement of the development order in contravention of state law, the development order that you see in front of you, while he was an employee of Adams Homes and simultaneously a county commissioner?
I don't know that I know that specifically. I know that that's one of the reasons that Larry recused himself when he was a commissioner, so that there wouldn't be a cloud, hey, he worked for Adams Homes and he was commissioner. That's why he would always get up and leave the room and say,
Right, do you think
that's what I know about it.
All right. Do you think it was an appropriate practice for him to recuse himself, given what you just described, when he was commissioner?
It was probably best for him.
Right. But can you make any distinction in his role as a county administrator as to why he hasn't recused himself as opposed to his role as a county commissioner in recusing himself?
Check to the form.
To me, they're two different things. As a commissioner, he could make decisions that would affect any project. And as a county administrator, he works for 5 county commissioners who give him direction.
Okay, I'm going to show you Exhibit 378. I've highlighted the portion of it that matters.
Knock over something here.
What's the source of this?
as Exhibit 378. You'll notice
hang
that they're minutes from county commission meetings that were produced by the county.
Okay.
All
2005.
right, I'm pointing you to a
Just
single
portions.
sentence that
It's the
matters.
same thing.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm gonna read the whole thing here.
All you need to look at is the first sentence and the date.
Well, sweetie, if you don't mind, let me read, okay?
All right, you're going to read all of the minutes.
Well,
Unless you want
I'm not gonna read all of them, but I'm gonna read this paragraph. That's okay with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, if you would read the first sentence that I highlighted, please.
Attorney George Ralph Miller was present to represent the developers, Olson and Associates, and Mr. Rick Olson.
And then you'll see it continues that he stated that his client had the appropriate permits and that this was a matter of residents in the Driftwood Estates not being happy with allowable changes to the DRI. You see that?
Yes.
All
What's the
right.
date on that meeting?
December 13th, 2005.
Thank you.
Right. All right. During your time as a commissioner, and I'll show you, did you know that Mr. Miller continued to represent Olson and Associates concerning the Driftwood issues?
I have no definite written down proof knowledge. You know, to me, it wouldn't be something that would matter to me, or, I mean, not matter, but come across my, you know. I'm sure there are a lot of attorneys out there that I couldn't tell you who they work for.
Now, when
You want this
lawyers
back?
when lawyers come in front of the Board of County Commissioners representing their clients, which you see frequently, don't
Yes.
you? Right. Is it typical and common for the lawyer to identify which party they represent?
Yes.
Right. Now, I'm going to show you Exhibit 570. You just need to look at the highlighted portion.
What does it say? My eyesight's going.
840.
We all, who is this from? David Hallman, 2005. We all concluded that making Adams Homes change the swells to match the Campbell plan will not achieve our larger objective of giving the residents of Driftwood a drainage system they will be happy with. I'm not sure what that means, but okay.
All right. Okay. You can read the words, and I'm looking at the highlighted portion in the first paragraph.
Can we include the date,
You
please?
see it's August 8, 2005, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, you see it's from John Johnson to David Hallman
Okay.
and Cindy Meadows, correct?
Yes.
And you see it concerns Adams Homes. Driftwood is the subject line. You can see that, correct?
I said yes.
All right. Now, do you know John Johnson?
If it's the John Johnson that I'm thinking of, there are a lot of John Johnsons in this world.
Did you know him as the public
He
works?
used to be a public works director, and he actually used to live behind me at some point. So yes, I know who he is.
Right. He writes, "We all concluded that making Adams Homes change the swales to match the Campbell plan will not achieve our larger objective." You see that?
Yes.
Of giving the residents of Driftwood a drainage system they'll be happy with. You see that?
Yes.
All right. Now, today, do you know whether the stormwater drainage system around the perimeter of Driftwood is a piped system or an open ditch system?
I'm not an engineer, so I don't know that I can tell you the difference between pipe or open. We do have swells. We do have culverts, under driveways trying to, help with the flow of water. In some cases, those swells have been filled in by the residents to make, but I know there is a supposedly, I think, swell system around, but then I'm not an engineer.
Right. But you can look at a swale and see whether it has a pipe in it or not, correct?
Yes, and I know what a ditch is for.
Right.
I was
Now,
born in Florida.
How many times have you been to the Driftwood neighborhood?
Multiple times.
By multiple, tell me your best estimation of that. Does it exceed 10?
Probably. It is part of my district. I make a regular habit with my road foreman north of the bay, who is Randy Lingerfelt, to tour my district, look at things. I also go with Stephanie Jones to look at problems in my district, or roads that need to be fixed, or this. People will call a problem, and I will help her go look at it. And the young man that was there before her, I've forgotten what his name was, I also have ridden with him on occasions. I have met with Doris Beam out in Driftwood when she asked me to come see her. And I have, I believe, met with other people that live in Driftwood about problems from the tennis courts to whatever, It's part of my job, no matter whether it's Driftwood or Sandestin or Mossy Head,
All right. How you said that the residents had filled in some of the ditches. How do you know that?
Well, honey, when there's no longer a ditch there, it's pretty easy to see. I mean,
Right.
when you go from a swell to a flat.
The question is,
You
how
know.
do you know who did it, as opposed to its
You're
condition?
correct. I don't know who did it.
All right. So you don't know
So they
what.
planted, but someone filled them in and planted grass.
Right. Do you know whether or not the county has maintenance responsibilities for the roads, the right-of-ways, and the stormwater system around the perimeter of Driftwood?
I know we have, those are our roads in Driftwood. So yes, we do have maintenance responsibilities.
Right, and that's in part why you were riding with your public, or
Yes.
with your road foreman, correct?
Yes, and if someone calls and says, will you come look at this, no matter where they are, Driftwood or say Sandestin or Oakwood Hills, I go and try to be responsive and look.
Yeah. All right, if you'll turn to Exhibit 572, please. It should be in front of you.
What does it say?
You'll see the first page of it is an email from John Johnson. You see that?
Yes.
And he describes that he has an attachment, and it concerns Driftwood. You see that?
Okay.
All right, if you'll turn the page,
What's the date on that?
2005.
August 22nd, 2005.
August 2005. No, August 22nd, 2005, excuse me.
All right, if you'll look at the top, you'll see
Okay.
that it says Driftwood Drainage Proposal, August 22nd, 2005. You see that?
I do.
It's a Public Works document, correct? You see that?
I see that.
Now, in the first paragraph, the last sentence that's highlighted, it says, "We cannot eliminate." You see that sentence?
Yes, I do.
Goes on to say, "We cannot eliminate standing water in the yards with the open ditch system, and the only way to provide a dry yard is to pipe the conveyance, fill in the ditches, and create small swales of only a 6-inch depth with a catch basin in each yard." You see that?
I see that.
All right. Prior to me showing you that, did you know that Public Works had come to that conclusion that a pipe system would be necessary to eliminate standing water in the yards in Driftwood? That they had come to that conclusion in 2005.
to the best of my knowledge, I don't, no, I'd say no, I don't think so.
Right. Do you have any information as to why the county has not modified the system in the exterior Driftwood to eliminate the open ditch system and to put in a pipe conveyance system?
No, I do not.
Right. Do you have any information as to whether or not water continues to stand in the yards characteristically after rains for a significant number of days in Driftwood?
Check the form.
I have knowledge that water stands in ditches and in roadways and throughout Northwest Florida. Riding down here today, I was particularly interested in the amount of water that's standing on 331. We've had rain. We have sandy soil, and water stands in ditches until it can percolate out.
Okay.
But then I'm not an engineer. I just,
All right, but you can see water in ditches
you
standing.
can see water in ditches, yes.
All right. The
Everywhere.
issue, though, was that the pipe conveyance to be necessary not to eliminate standing water in ditches, but to eliminate standing water in the yards. All right. So the question concerned whether or not you know whether the standing water problem, as alleged by the folks in Driftwood, has been eliminated or has been changed since 2005.
Check to the form.
I have no knowledge.
All right, so fair to say you don't know whether or not standing water continues to stand in yards in Driftwood to this day. Is that correct?
Check to the form.
I really don't know how to answer that. It says standing water stands everywhere when it rains. I'm assuming it does in Driftwood like it does in my yard. That's all I can tell you, sir.
Do you have any information, or has it come to your attention in a way that you recall, as to the duration of the standing water in Driftwood
Check, same.
in the yards?
I'm sure Mr. Osborne has told us. I do not remember specifically.
When you say Mr. Osborne has told you, in what context do you think that Mr. Osborne has
Well, he comes,
relayed that?
as he comes before the Board of County Commissioners from time to time and talks about, the issues that he feels are pertinent to Driftwood.
After he speaks of those issues in terms of, let's say, standing water, what, if anything, have you done after a meeting, a Board of County Commissioners meeting, to determine whether there's any validity or accuracy to his allegation?
Not necessarily his validity or accuracy. If I try to get my road foreman to go through every subdivision that is in my district and check after we've had a really bad rain and check on everywhere to make sure the pipes are working correct, everything is working as it should, or if there's a problem, so they can help correct it. I mean, that's part of the job of my the guys who work at the south end of the county, the public works guys.
Okay. All right, I'm going to show you Exhibit 562. You'll see that it's meeting minutes from August 23rd, 2005. If you would turn your attention to page 9, up at the top. It's
Okay, I see it.
the highlighted portion. All right. If you would read that sentence that's highlighted, please.
Public Works findings were that they could not eliminate standing water in the yards with the open ditch system, and the only way to provide a dry yard was to pipe the conveyance, fill in the ditches, and create small swales of only 6 inches depth with a catch basin in each yard.
All right, from the minutes, fair to say you would have confidence that that was information that Public Works presented to the board on August 23rd, 2005.
2005, yes, sir.
Now, if you look at the next sentence, it says the cost to eliminate the open ditches is $250,000. Do you see that?
I do.
Right. Did you know that the county had settled with Adams Homes in 2005 for $60,000 as its contribution towards remedying the stormwater problems in Driftwood?
I did not know it. It's printed here on this piece of paper.
All right. Did you know that the county, that a signed settlement agreement between the county and Adams Homes does not exist?
I have no personal knowledge of that.
Do you think, from your experience as a county commissioner, let me ask it this way, in your role as county commissioner, the county commission has to review and approve the budget, correct?
Correct.
All right. And prior to the meetings, I imagine you get a copy of the budget so you can evaluate it, correct?
No, we get a copy of the EAL, not the budget.
All right. Does the EAL
It's an
include?
expenditure list, sir. I'm sorry, I interrupted you. I apologize.
All right, so in your role as county commissioner, y'all don't approve a budget for every fiscal year?
You
Check
said
the
every
form.
meeting.
I'm sorry, every fiscal year,
Yeah, you
on an
said-
annual basis, do
Yeah.
y'all approve a budget?
Yes, we do.
Right, and does that a budget include capital improvement projects?
It, certain amount of money for capital improvements, yes.
Right, and do you, in your review of the budget, evaluate the propriety of both the project and the amount of money that's proposed in the budget for those capital improvement projects?
I am not quite sure what you're asking me.
Well, the budget includes capital improvement projects, and it identifies them and
Some
gives
that- yeah,
gives a
I'm sorry.
cost item, correct? A cost.
Some that we hope to get to in that year.
Right.
We cannot always get to all of them, but yeah, we try to set, how many roads we're going to pave, how many roads we're going to asphalt or mill mat, if we're going to build any buildings, when you talk about capital improvements.
All right.
Yes.
In your
you
role
know.
as commissioner, then I take it that you evaluate and apply your own judgment to the propriety of the proposed capital improvement project and the corresponding cost of it, correct?
Yes.
All right. Do you have any sense, you've driven around Driftwood a number of times, the perimeter road, correct?
Correct.
Right. Do you have any sense of whether or not the county could eliminate the open ditch system around the entire perimeter road in Driftwood for $250,000?
Check to the form.
I don't have any personal knowledge of that. It's written here by somebody,
Right.
but I would certainly need more information and more facts,
Right. You've been on the county commission since 2006, correct?
Right.
That's going on a decade now, correct?
Thank you for, reminding me
Right.
that.
Now, has there ever been identified in the budget a capital improvement project for the stormwater system in Driftwood in your time on the commission?
I honestly can't answer that question. I would have to go back, say it's been 10 years and look at everything. And if I had it and refresh my memory, I can't answer specifically, no.
Okay. Right. Would it surprise you, we've done that exercise, to know that the stormwater system in Driftwood has never been identified as a capital improvement project in the county's budget
Check to the form.
in the 10 years that you've been on the commission?
There again, I don't care for that word surprise. I would find it, there again, I don't know how to answer that question because I know that we have tried, I think all of us have tried to work with Driftwood to see everybody's, there's a whole lot of different opinions on what will work out there, I think. So, you know, I think we have tried to help Driftwood like we have every other subdivision now. I just really don't know how to answer your question. I'm sorry.
All right. Do some of the capital improvement projects in the county's budget on an annual basis exceed $250,000?
Yes, they do.
Have you taken any action to attempt to have included in the county's annual budget a capital improvement project for the stormwater system in the exterior of Driftwood?
I personally have not.
All right. Do you know of anyone who's done that within the county?
I have no knowledge of it, no.
All right. Do you know why it has not been done to your knowledge?
No, sir.
Right. Have you ever inquired as to whether or not it should be identified as a capital improvement project?
Ask me that again. I'm sorry, I'm drifting here.
Can you read it back?
Have you ever inquired as to whether or not it should be identified as a capital improvement project?
No.
You know who Greg Graham is?
Yes, I do.
All right. He's been the county engineer for a number of years since you've been the commissioner.
Yes.
Correct?
What time is it?
Do you recall that Greg Graham has made representations or presentations to the Board of County Commissioners concerning the conditions of the stormwater and solutions, the proposed solutions to the County Commission in your time period?
Yes, he has.
Do you remember or have any way to describe what Mr. Graham has recommended, either in those in those meetings or otherwise?
That has been too long ago. I know he gave us a presentation. He gave us I think a PowerPoint at some point. I remember seeing it. If I saw it again, it would probably refresh my memory.
Okay. Have you read the complaint in this lawsuit? The document that is entitled the complaint?
Which one?
So you've read more than one?
Well, you know, I don't, I'll say I haven't read the complaint. That'll cut, you know, okay, I haven't read it.
Are you aware that there's an allegation in the complaint? Well, let me ask it this way. Do you know that Greg Graham worked as the engineer for IntraWest prior to becoming an engineer for the county?
I have no personal knowledge. Mr. Osborne, I think, has brought it out before, but I have no personal knowledge.
All right.
Ever since I've known him, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, he has worked for the county. Didn't know him beforehand.
All right. I understand. Now, do you know that IntraWest used to be the owner of the Sandestin DRI?
Yes, I do.
Right. And you said Mr. Osborne has brought it out. Do you mean in the context of public meetings?
Either public meetings or in all this paperwork you have laying around somewhere. I have read it somewhere,
Okay.
or heard it somewhere, or, you know.
All right. When you got that information, did you take any action to understand whether or not it was accurate or not?
Why would I?
Well, let me ask it this way.
I mean, I have, I'm sorry, I have former employees or employers. Does that have a bearing on my job now?
Did you know that Mr. Graham was on behalf of IntraWest, while IntraWest owned the interior of Driftwood, just before it sold the interior of Driftwood to Olson,
Okay.
for the project that is one of the issues in this lawsuit, the 463 lot neighborhood, that Mr. Graham had signed the permit application to the state and federal government for that project, the 463 lot project.
I have no personal knowledge of that.
All right. Let me show you Exhibit 145. You'll see at the top that it's an application.
This is 2003, January 27, 2003. Okay. I see IntraWest.
All right. And you see that IntraWest is identified as the applicant. All right. If you'll turn over to the 4th page of the document, you'll see Greg Graham's name and
Okay.
his signature. You see
All
that?
right.
And it's dated in January 24, 2003.
Okay.
You see that?
I do.
All right. And then if you'll turn over and you'll see the project description.
Okay.
And up at the top, it says Driftwood Estates. You see that?
Yes.
All right. Now, have you seen a conceptual drawing of the layout of the lots in the interior of Driftwood?
I may have. Somewhere along the line.
If you'll turn over to this page in the document, it's the,
Yes.
I believe it's the next to
Gotcha.
last one.
Okay.
All right. All right. Can you recognize that this is the Driftwood Peninsula?
Yes.
Now you'll see in the interior aspect, there's a number of lakes in the interior. You see that?
Yes.
Now,
And I'm assuming these are to be man-made lakes, or they're not natural lakes?
that's inaccurate. I will tell
Okay.
you that's accurate. All right. This application that was submitted by Mr. Graham identified the lot configuration and the lake locations, all right, as being as depicted in what you see. You see
Okay.
that?
I do.
All right. Do you know that this is the permit by which the interior of Driftwood was developed?
I have no personal knowledge, but if you say so, I'll believe you, Sean.
The number of lakes and the locations of the lakes that you see, and the number of lots and the locations of the lots, are in fact not as depicted in this permit application. Did you know that?
No.
All right. As at times, have you met with Greg Graham to discuss the Driftwood stormwater issues?
Probably. I know Greg and I one time went out to, I believe, the interior, where they were building stuff, to look and to make sure that everything was being built according to our building code and that sort of thing. I believe I have, gosh, that was probably 2010 or so. But I'm sure I've probably ridden out there with him at some point, along with, say, Stephanie and a number of other people.
Okay. You'll see the application is to 3 government agencies, one of which is the Army Corps of Engineers. You see that?
You say so? You'll have to show me where.
You can read it up at the top.
Okay, I'm sorry. My eyeballs are not working well today. Got it.
All right. Exhibit number. Sticker.
He told you that was your job, Alan. You're supposed to keep up with those.
Got plenty of jobs.
All right, I'm going to show you Exhibit 635. I'll tell you what the document is. It's a 2009 document signed by Greg Graham that certifies that the interior of Driftwood has been built in compliance with the law.
Okay,
Right? Now, when you were out with Greg Graham,
There you go.
now, you can look at it. All right. You see the date of the document is in October of 2009.
all right.
And you see that it concerns the Driftwood neighborhood in the interior.
All right.
Right. When you were out with Greg Graham going through the neighborhood for him to identify whether the system was, the stormwater systems in Driftwood were functioning according to, properly and according to the design or otherwise, that was the purpose for which you went out there with Mr. Graham, correct?
Was not the only reason. I mean, to go out, make sure that the houses were being built properly so that, that we didn't have any building problems later on and that sort of thing. And just, as I've tried to do, is go out and look at, my district. That's my job.
Did Mr. Graham, in going around with him, when you were with him at that time or any other time, tell you that he had been the engineer of record who had signed the application on behalf of IntraWest to procure the permit for the development of the interior of Driftwood?
I don't think so, but then I cannot possibly remember that far back.
Okay. If he had told you at any time period, would that have given you concern?
I don't think so, no.
All right. If he had told you that
I mean,
the permit application that he had submitted was materially different, that the design documents were materially different than what was actually constructed, would that give you any concern?
Object to the form.
I probably would have asked why. I mean, I'm sure there might be a reason. Maybe they had a replat, or maybe they did something different. I don't,
Right.
I don't know. I'm not
You
an
would've made
engineer,
you
so
would've made some
I might have
inquiry.
asked just a question, just to find out, why.
Right. Do you believe, well, you'll see on the exhibit that I have in front of you, exhibit
635.
635, that on behalf of the county, as the county engineer, Greg Graham signed a final acceptance of the conditions of the neighborhood of Driftwood Estates 2. You see that?
I see that.
And prior to Mr. Graham signing that acceptance on behalf of the county, you know that he had made presentations to the board about, and to you, about the sufficiency of the system and its compliance with the law to the board and to you, correct?
More than likely.
Do you think it's a conflict for Mr. Graham to have been the applicant on a permit for the neighborhood and to then become the county engineer to evaluate the compliance of the neighborhood, particularly when there's been such an extensive history of allegations of flooding in the neighborhood?
Object to the form.
There again, I'm not sure how to answer that question. I'm going to be a country girl and answer it this way. If a guy takes you to the dance, you leave with him. But once you don't date him anymore and the next fella takes you to the dance, then you're with him. And when he took a job with the county, I can only assume that Greg became an employee of Walton County, and he did, or tries to do his job in the best interest of Walton County, that's the partner that took him to the dance, and we're paying, you know, he works for us. He just still doesn't, to my knowledge, work for Intra-West. So, you know,
Can you see how Mr. Graham would have a self-interest as to whether or not the it was represented to authorities of both the state and to the county that the design of the interior Driftwood was in accordance with the law when he had been the applicant for a permit that was not actually built?
Object to the form.
I don't understand why it would be his self-interest unless you're implying that he got money out of it,
Well,
you know.
if Mr. Graham, who knew the configuration, layout, and design aspects of the neighborhood because he had been the applicant to procure the permit, goes out and sees that the neighborhood is materially different than the one for which the permit is procured, do you think it would be appropriate for Mr. Graham to make some inquiry as to why that had changed?
Object to the form.
I don't know. And I'm sorry, can we take a break? Because I'm beginning,
You may.
I'm getting into
We may.
waiver here.
We're going off the record at 10:13.
Yeah, I'm sorry.